what day it is. We're doing our Summerween barbecue today. I am beyond excited. I'm going to show you why, because there was 2 gigantic parcels that were just delivered, like huge, to the point where we had to, the guy called, he's so nice. He was like, yes, bonjour. Could I please have you open the gate because I don't want you to have to carry this all the way up your hill. And I was like, thank you so much. 2 huge boxes. So if you enjoyed, this will be a crossover between the last video that we did with the bar cart, which was so successful and I keep adding to it and it's such a vibe. And can I just tell you, it is even more stunning at night. Like I love it. So it'd be like a cross between that video and then if you really enjoyed my little girly sanctuary video, well, I'm going to make like a clubhouse that the boys can come into because I feel like Andre and I need like a little romantical space that Carl can come to. And we're going to make like a little game area and then we're going to have our Summerween barbecue. So we did groceries. We just got back from a little brunch and I found some treasures. Listen, at the time of me filming this, I still don't know, but at the time of you watching this, I hope that it's announced by now, but here's what happened, okay? Universal, I turn into a Universal girly every September. I don't even know how it happened. I had never been to Universal until 2 years ago where our friends were like, hey, you need to come to this thing called Halloween Horror Nights. And I was like, I'm in, I love Halloween, yes. I didn't know that it was like super scary and I was super nervous. I filmed the whole thing, obviously not in the houses, but I filmed it and I fell in love. Like, I don't know how else to explain it, but it's like the most, if you need like a night off from life because you can't focus on anything else because it's so terrifying, it's just so fun. You have cocktails, you walk around. I've shared it quite a few times. I intend on sharing it this year as well. Andre and I love it. We go with our best friends. It's how I intend to spend my birthday as well. But there was an announcement. Listen, I understand Universal Orlando just opened Epic Universe, so they're focused on that. So it feels like their social media team is also focused on that. So they're kind of just like throwing out announcements just all willy-nilly and not really. I feel like last year they made such a big deal. Anyways, if you follow any of this, if you don't, just we're going to get to the Summerween stuff. But if you do, thoughts? Because I'm sitting here like, do we have a Five Nights at Freddy's house? What happened? But like I said, at the time of you watching this, we might all know. They kind of just said Five Nights at Freddy's, but we don't have details for you. And I'm like, what does it mean? So I jumped the gun and I got, because I do like outfits. So I do outfits for Disney, but I also started doing outfits for like, not costumes. Would we call it, we would call it bounding. That's the right. Bounding is like, you kind of look like the character, but it's like a cute little dress. So last year I did Megan. I did a bunch of other stuff. But this year, I thought I could do Five Nights at Freddy's. How cute would these be with like some little sneakers and then like a similar, either a black dress or a little brown kind of buff bunny dress. And then I got these that I don't know if I'm going to keep these or if you remember last year I did loot bags for all my friends. Do you know, okay, you know the backpack that I showed you that is also Five Nights at Freddy's? Apparently this cupcake thing, his name is Carl. I thought that was perfect. And then of course, I love it. So a little bit of spookiness. So I got these and then I did 2 blind boxes with some little Five Nights at Freddy keychains. These are from the new video game. So which I still have not. I will. You guys are like, we want to see you play. The Switch 2 is still in the box and the Five Nights at Freddy's game is still in the box. It's been a while. It's been a minute. I need to open it up and actually sit down and play. We've just, listen, we go a mile a minute and I don't really make time for thine self, but tonight I am. I don't know if we're gonna, well, maybe, because I feel like Andre would thoroughly enjoy like hanging out and just, he likes watching me play video. He finds it fascinating. Like we did, I mean, a couple months ago, we did Roller Coaster Tycoon one night. That was fun. And he just watched me like build roller coasters. But one game that I know we are playing tonight is this, and I need to open it. So Andre also really wants me to get, oh, why are you ripped? Need scissors. Andre wants me to get a chessboard too, because he wants to teach me how to play chess. Here's my idea for the chessboard. What if I get the Harry Potter one? Like, isn't it called like Wizard's Chess or something? I know I should know that, but I don't. But I saw some cool ones. I just don't want to get like, this is like a dinky board game, like it's cute. I want to get like a really nice chessboard. I'll show you what I mean. I got something kind of the vibe that I want as a chessboard. I don't know why this has to be packaged to go to the moon, but that's okay. All right. Oh my gosh, there's stickers across the, stop it right now. I come from a long line of family members that would have ripped this right open. Like my grandfather would have ripped the cover right off. French Canadians. Okay, of course. Why wouldn't there be one more closing sticker tape for safety? Oh my Lanta, I can't with you. Stop it, stop it. So it's supposed to rain. I'm kind of on a time crunch because I need to make this happen. What we're doing this outside, by the way, our barbecue and our games, but we're gonna make a little sanctuary. So this is Clue, but for, okay, that's not needed, for Disney villains, which I thought was top tier. Oh, thank goodness. I didn't even, it says 2 players or more. Okay, good. Andre's like, you gotta make sure that it's 2 players when it's just you and me. Because that game, 13 Dead and Drive, I need to reread the instructions. This just shows though, generationally, we are declining because Andre and I's bandwidth to like set up and play that game was so low when as an 8-year-old, I set up and played that game with my little brother for hours. So I feel like our attention span is dwindling as we get older or as TikTok evolves. So hopefully this goes better. Oh, it seems complicated. Why do board games have, like this is why I like Kerplunk. Simple, super easy. Okay, we're gonna set this up and play this tonight after we're gonna do some burgers. We just got the ground beef, so I'm gonna make the burgers myself, like the burger patties with like egg seasoning, onions. I like to put oats in it instead of breadcrumbs. I got some little burger buns. We're gonna cut the cheese into like jack-o'-lanterns cause duh, it's Summerween. This is gonna be great. Okay, now let's get to like the good stuff. Like the big packages. 1 second, I have to show you these little, so this is part of our Summerween. I wanna do like some little jack-o'-lantern faces on these. There's some stuff in here that you've seen. This was part of my dollar store haul. So we have these, and then I of course have like the platters with the pineapple platter and stuff to put everything on. You're gonna freak out whenever I show you this. I'm gonna save the best for last. Well, the big ones over there. I got these for what I'm doing outside, which we'll talk about. This is what I mean for the chess game. I found this at a little game store yesterday. How much does this go with our house as like a little game night thing? And then there's cards and wooden dice in here. It was $25. Like this is kind of what I'm going for if we do a chessboard. I would love like a wood with like some nice pieces. But yeah, Andre wants to teach me how to play chess. And my ideal would be we get a chessboard that also, you know those ones that double as like a checkerboard, backgammon. I had that when I was younger and I really liked it. Okay, if you're a real OG on this channel, you will understand why this is so great. This is not for Summerween, but we will use them tonight because they're fantastic. Arsenic and cyanide. They're salt and pepper shakers. They also come in white. Well, I don't think I need to say anything else. You're probably like, yes, yes. All right. I got some solar powered fairy lights. I'm gonna show you why. Oh my gosh, why are you so heavy? It's package number 2. Yeah, okay. I know which one's which because there's a photo of it. Okay. All right. Should I just open this outside? And the wind's picking up. You know what I'm not going to do this time? Whenever I did the girly sanctuary, I was working in the wind. And I told you in that video, I was like, I know that this looked really easy, but I dropped my phone in the water. I got hit with an umbrella. Like it was so I'm not doing that again. What I will do is I'm going to bring up some little like 5-pound dumbbells from downstairs, the ones that we're not using, like the little ones that are like the Walmart style, that are plastic. Why am I already winded? And I'm going to weigh down what I'm doing. So the one that is here, I wonder if I can show you. No, there's no way I can lift this up high enough to show you. It's basically the netting, like the tent that I got for the girly sanctuary. It's a big boy, but with a cover. Here is my hope that Andre and I can have like outdoor cocktails if it's raining or if it's like just super hot. Like we of course use this porch. We use this area all the time, but like to eat dinner and all that. Because just bugs. I love summer. I love nature. I hate bugs. I can't. I get so flustered. Update though, in a previous video, I talked about outside, I installed bug lights, like they're yellow bulbs. Night and day. Like when we barbecued last night, well, we barbecue almost every night. We barbecued last night. Andre was like, this is magic. Like night and day. So that being said, the bugs are better, but just to eat dinner and stuff outside. And then eventually, we discussed yesterday, we're gonna redo the back deck with like a different material so that we don't have to sand it and stain it every year, because the upkeep of that is like the upkeep of the exterior of the house is already crazy. Like to upkeep a log home is wild. We're down for it because it's obviously worth it, but you have to like wash the log and you have to treat the log every single year or it will turn green. So not that you needed to know that, but we're redoing the back deck. So this is a very temporary solution for what will eventually be incredible. So this is a giant screened in, it says house on it. It's probably not a house, but I think it's 12 by 12. I just hope it's big enough. And then, because I really don't like bugs, I got an outdoor rug that I think is gonna look like turf, but it's a rug. And I'm hoping that my little guy that's sleeping over there is smart enough to know the difference between his little turf patch and my turf carpet, but I think he will. He's pretty good. He also never goes outside off leash, so, well, unless he escapes. But I think we're gonna do a full day of setting up Summerween barbecue, and I'm gonna have it all ready, hopefully, by the time Andre gets back. And I would love your feedback on this. In the most recent video, I tried something a little bit different. If you enjoy that style, will you please let me know? Because I constantly go back and forth between full hangout, chatting vlog, voiceover like I used to do back in the day, or like music and vibey, and then I kind of thought, truth, this is where it came from, this like new rendition of me doing these videos. It doesn't exist anymore unless you can tell me where to look. I used to love just flipping on like Rachel Ray or like just different cooking shows, and it was just so relaxing and chill. And I feel like that's the vibe that I just want you to be able to like chill and watch and hang out with explanation, not just the vibey music. So you guys let me know your thoughts. I just want you to be able to hang out and have like a little escape, a little magical escape of celebrating all the little seasons. And today that shall be Summerween. So I'm gonna have my coffee and I'm gonna try and get this up before it starts to rain, but it is covered. So once it starts to rain, all good. And I wanna be able to do yoga in this. That's the other thing. So I wanna use it as like a little cocktail area, and I wanna use it as a outdoor workout space, because summer is not long in Canada. So I wanna enjoy it to the fullest and be able to hang out and work outside. So we're now gonna have two little sanctuaries, and I'm watching the wind pick up. Why do I do this to myself? It just made it 10 times harder. Okay. Are you ready? Let's do this. All right, I'm so excited to do another video this way. And if you guys, like I said, if you're enjoying this where we just kind of chill and hang out together and we watch everything together and I kind of walk you through my thought process, I kind of love that. Like we're just chilling, get comfy, get cozy, get yourself a cuppy of something. And I'm gonna walk you through all of this. I wanna say chaos, but it actually went way smoother than I thought it was going to. The only thing is the boxes were way heavier than I thought. It's always a good sign when I'm like laughing through it and enjoying myself. And I had to turn down all the volume on this because I was blaring my music on my little speaker. So Carl was a fan of the carpet. I put him on a leash. Like he escaped, like I said earlier, he escaped within 2 seconds. So I went and got his little leash and I put him on it. But anything that's like a jute carpet feel, I'm sure you've seen his prior videos, he like wants to rub his whole body on it. And just like skipping ahead, it's now been like a week that we've had this set up and he has not done anything to it. So I do think that he knows the distinction between turf and this. He's a smart little dude. He just has a few little slip ups. I was fully expecting this sucker to like pop open because there was like a little warning tablet. So I just kind of moved Carl out of the way just in case. And sure enough, well, bam, it like, yeah, but at least I was expecting it. So if you do end up getting this, I'll link everything down below that I got, by the way. And a lot of it was on sale. So I feel like it was bang for buck, like considering how spacious this was. And I showed this clip to Andre and he was like, first, how did you get this together? Second of all, I was like, look at my reaction when I realized that I ordered the bigger size. So I'm putting it together. I took my shoes off real quick to like pop it open. Honestly, this was so much better quality than the last little tent I got was fine, but I will say the pool holds it up. This was so structurally sound, as I like to say, like it was very strong. Then I open up another flap. I'm like, wait, there's like 3 more walls in this thing. So I thought it would be about like 9 by 9-ish. No, I got the bigger size and I had completely forgotten. But it was honestly, it's perfect because we can comfortably fit the both of us in it. Like this is what's going through my mind right now. We're good. Don't freak out, Angie. The only thing was, as I was setting this up, I'm like, this is humongous and my husband is going to kill me when he gets home because it was just all way bigger than I thought. I'm like, listen, this deck is huge, but we can't have it filled with tchotchkes, although we do, like just little zones, little party zones. So Carl is just like watching the whole thing. I love that there's like all these tie down straps. I had still not read the instructions, obviously. So I was curious to see if like Carl would be comfortable to like jump in there because there is like a little lip. So all of the edges kind of go downwards. And then again, still haven't read the instructions. By this point, I'm like, okay, maybe I should take a look at it. Turned on my speaker and my music. The playlist that I listen to during the summer is the Tranquil Tide playlist that I made on our Spotify. I'll drop my Spotify down below. So I do all these playlists for the daily grind. They're such a vibe. it's something that I love doing. It's like a little like free moment, I do tons of these playlists, but I love the Whisper Pine and I love the Tranquil Tide. Tranquil Tide is all like country pop. I love it. This part, honestly, I was like, I know how to do this. The tent poles, I was like, this is like setting up a tent. I've got this. And then I didn't know what all these bags were for until I realized you're supposed to put like sand in them. I went and got rocks from the garden, which I'll just put them back in the fall. It's fine. So basically the tie downs, you can either tie them down to the rocks, but what I figured would be best is to tie the whole thing down to the deck itself and then weigh down the corners so that no little chipmunks, little animal critters could get under there. And I was correct because as soon as I started hanging out in this thing, the chipmunks literally crawled. I'll see if I can find the clip. I was texting my best friend showing her the whole setup and a chipmunk was like crawling up the wall. So I just kept filling, they came with like quite a few of these little bags. So I just kept filling them with, I have these garden rocks. I love this little garden pathway that we created. It's basically for rainwater to like get it away from the house. And it's so charming and pretty, but it had an abundance of rocks. So I was like, okay, we're gonna make our way over there. And I just put them all around the perimeters of each corner, and then where it tapers off, that's for like rainwater, which we ended up testing during this video, which I'll tell you about later. But it was so good. The screen is really good quality. By this point, Carl was over it. He went inside, he was lying down in his little blankie. He was great. But as I'm coming back outside, I'm like, this completely blocks our view of the lake. It's in the middle of the door. Like, what am I doing? So I was like, okay, wait, there's an opportunity for greatness here. We can figure this out. We're gonna problem solve. So that's why I love these videos, because it makes me problem solve. So then I was like, I could pull this really close to the side porch door, like the room I'm sitting in right now, the side porch, and then I'll move my girly tent into the sun, like to the other end. And that way nothing's being blocked, because this thing is huge. Like, it was blocking the whole big window view and everything, so no. But then I was thinking I could do like a little doormat, and it could also lead to the hot tub, like it could be a little sanctuary. And then I'm thinking ahead to the winter, which I haven't shared this with my husband yet, but you know those little igloos that you can buy for the winter? Right? Anyways, we're not there yet. I've been wanting to build this stupid little table since last summer, so it matches our Muskoka chairs, which are also Adirondack chairs. But I bought this table. I have it in a light green color as well, and they're super practical because you can leave them out all year round and they don't get damaged. They're made of all like recycled, would I say recycled plastics? Recycled materials, so it doesn't have that like wood finish, so there's no wear and tear. Then I recognized that our tent, our little clubhouse, it needed power. So I had this waterproof, like I have an outdoor extension cord from Christmas, so I went downstairs to get that. Here's the only thing I'll tell you. It was a really, really hot day and there was no breeze, so I needed a fan. And this is where I was like, we're gonna get ourselves a solar powered fan that you can clip. There was a photo of like how to do it in the instruction manual for this. It just obviously didn't come with it. So I was like, I'm gonna hook a fan to the top. I'm gonna string all my solar powered fairy lights. We're gonna hang our Summerween little inflatable, are these like beach balls? I don't even know, but they're great. They came in a pack of 3. It added some zhuzh. On that little table, I figured we could do like for food and for games and everything. And I ended up bringing in a couple other little side tables just to keep things off the floor. And then Andre helped me with the chairs that match that table. So these are also out of that recycled material. They're so comfortable. And Carl was being a menace to society. He was like sniffing everywhere. But again, he was 10 on 10. Like he was perfect. He's hung out in this room with us quite a few times now, and he does love it. So that makes me happy. I wiped everything down. I had made sure to hose everything, and then I took a break because I was completely overheated, went into my girly tent, and then I found these flowers at Home Sense, and I believe that I had shown this on camera, but they were part of a prior shopping haul, and they're for the outdoors, and they fit perfectly into my concrete pots, which way down the tent. This is the smaller tent, so if you missed that setup, that was a whole other thing. So once I chilled, I read my book a little bit. I was like, it's snack time. I made some popcorn, and then we went back into the big tent. So usually at around like 5:30, I kind of wind down from work. I just chill out. I got into my less hot clothing. So I go from strapless jumpsuit to strapless romper and then back to strapless jumpsuit, depending on the temperature of the house. I'm never gonna be that girl that has like all the fashionable outfits. I think I've had this romper for my entire existence. It's from Fashion Nova, if you want to know, and it's usually about $15. It goes in and out of stock, but I'm pretty sure they have it if you want it. Not that I'm one to give fashion advice. So Carl and I hung out. We laid out a blanket. We had a floor pillow. I had my popcorn. I have my book that I'm reading, which is very Summerween, by the way. It's like camping, like summer camp. It's so good. It's just creepy, but I love it. Carl is also creeptastic voyage of life. He's like a serial killer. If you ever watch my stories, I'll like catch him just staring at me out of like a corner, and then he vanishes. It's terrifying. The view was beautiful. The deers came out. This is Donna, and she has 2 little babies. They're not like Disney deer. We have deers in our Disney neighborhood as well. They don't spook easily at all. Ours in Canada spook very easily. So once I put away my book, Andre and I decided to set up for a charcuterie night. We tried to make it like semi-healthy. So we had some really clean meat sticks, and then the cheese is cheese. I mean, it is what it is, but we tried to do like a little bit of veggies, and then we put it in the coffin tray that I got, and I just lined it with some wax paper, and then we had some smoked salmon. We listened to our music. Carl hung out with us. I love the tent, like 10 on 10. The chipmunks were running by, so I could spot the deers. The deers were still out. So as I go and find them, there's like a chipmunk feast happening around the corner. Look how they're unfazed. Like they don't care. They're like, hello, are you here to give us feed? Can you see little tails going? That's the 2 baby deer. And then the mom is like, hello. I love them. They're so sweet. So then I wanted to prep the burgers. So this is how I did it. Lean ground beef, tons of just minced garlic. You can do raw garlic. I love just having the one in the jar. The smoke you can see is an incense that I just got it, and it smells so good. And then I did some banana peppers. I did 2 eggs. And I think that's everything. You can add oats if you want to. I decided against it. You can also I did some paprika. Just the flavoring of it is very good, and it makes it very moist. And then I wanted to put some fresh herbs. So we made sweet potato fries, a salad, and obviously the burger patty. So I went and got some herbs for each of those. The salad was like a spinach, mint, cucumber mix with cucumbers and watermelon mixed together. So that was the plan for that. And then I put some fresh thyme on the burger patties. And then Andre just uses like a smasher on the Blackstone to get everything like nice and lovely. And then while everything was prepped, I took a little chipmunk break. So usually at around like 6:30-ish, as the sun is setting, obviously that time changes throughout the year, but as the sun begins to set, the chipmunks start chirping and they wait for me. And it is the sweetest, look at like, it's like, how do I not go outside? And they wait for me in all of their little locations. And the way that I know who is who, I don't know all of them. Sometimes there's different ones that come out from the forest. The ones I know usually will come right up to me, and they have very defining characteristics. Like Miss Patty out front, she has like a gash on her forehead. This is Evie. She has like a very pointy nose and like a little black tip on her nose. But I can tell from their personalities, like some will stay with me and eat their food, others will run away. They all have their own little personality. So this is Miss Patty. She's nuts, but I love her. And she's always dirty and wet. I don't know where she goes, but she's just and see how she has the gash on her forehead? crazy. Anyway, so then I went back in, I prepped the fries. We were gonna do those in the air fryer, and then I think Andre decided to put them on the grill. I was not in charge of them. I was in charge of prepping them. So for those I did chili powder, just some pink Himalayan rock salt, some black pepper, and then I threw in all of the fresh rosemary with some olive oil, and then you just kind of toss it in the bag. You can also let it sit in the bag for a while, but I just tossed it in the bag and then into the air fryer for like 20 minutes. Our air fryer is so old. We had an air fryer before air fryers were like cool, and ours is not aesthetic, but man, it works. I don't want to get a new one because it just works so well. So while all of that started cooking, I decided to take on the tedious task of carving the watermelon and the pineapple. Last year, carving the watermelon was so difficult. This was way easier because I got one of those. Oh, I don't remember. They had like a cute name for it at the grocery store. Okay, let's just call it a little watermelon. But I just went for it as quickly as possible, and I feel like I nailed it. He's so cute. With his little tooth. So then I cut out the pineapple as well, and I just kept the guts for a healthy juice. So put it in a Ziploc, and I just kept that for another day, which will be in a video very soon that you'll see. So these were part of the vibe, and then the goal was to bring those outside. We also used parts of the watermelon for that salad that I was telling you about. We lit a fire. It was a whole, I wanted to do the tiki torches, but we just didn't have time. Like, listen, I'm not that girl that like doesn't eat. Like, we eat our food hot. So yes, I film all of this and I do my best to document, but we like to eat our food hot. So I didn't have time to do all of the things. So lit these, hung out, set up the table, set up the games, while everything was like cooking and being prepped. And it was so good. This tablecloth was such a random purchase, and it ended up being like a phenomenal purchase because it's one of those like nostalgic tablecloths. I don't know if you had one of these. As a kid, I had these at my grandparents' house. Like, you can just wipe it down. So if you make a mess or you spill, it's perfect for the summer. The game. So while Andre was prepping the rest of the food, I decided to set this up for us. And then we continued into like after dinner as well. So we did a couple rounds of this. It's basically Clue, but it's villains. And you go into like the villains lair. It was really good. Just, you got to read through the instructions, but once you've got it, you've got it. It's, I will say, a lot simpler than many games. And then you have all these little gold icons that are like the weapon. It's kid friendly. So there's like, there's like mirrors and stuff. It's not really that violent. So we had our little cocktails, we had our snacks, and then we played our game. And then you have to basically guess like which Disney villain, and you keep a tally sheet. But here's the thing, you can like fib to each other. So we kind of started to figure out like who was fibbing and who wasn't. It was really good. We thoroughly enjoyed ourselves. We laughed a lot too. So it was really fun. The twinkle light started turning on as the sun was setting. It was such a vibe, and it smelled so good from the campfire. And then it was time to eat dinner. So this is such a simple Summerween hack. You can just take some Kraft single slices, or you can be healthier and have like real cheese, but I like the Kraft single slice because it tastes like McDonald's. And then you cut some little jack-o'-lantern faces. I have trouble with jack-o'-lantern. There's no R in that. So Andre was so nervous to like put these on the burger. He did a good job. So just to like get the cheese onto the burgers, we just did a few with cheese, and you can see how he like smashed down the burgers. Can I just tell you, one of my favorite purchases of this house was the Blackstone. Like, we use this sucker all the time, and it's so good. I love it. It's incredible. I can link the exact one that we have. It's big enough for the two of us to actually stand side by side and grill, and it's way less expensive than a traditional barbecue. I did end up making all the different sauces. I made a spicy garlic mustard. I did a sriracha spicy ketchup, and then I did like a barbecue garlic and relish situation as the third one. Our setup was fire, incredible. And we're watching Righteous Gemstones right now, so we took a little breather. We watched that during dinner, had our candles. It was a whole vibe. It was so good. And then Andre had grilled the buns for us as well. Incredible. Then after that, we went back outside. The lights were fully twinkling at this point, which was like very romantical and lovely. And then I think I turned the fan off at this point. I think everything had like cooled down a little bit. And then we relit our little jack-o'-lanterns and everything. And we kind of just sat, you hear like the cues, and we've never done this. And I was like, why don't we do this all the time? We just sat and like read together, like each our own books. And we had a cup of tea. We're old souls, but it was so quiet and lovely. It was just incredible. So I'm just so happy and pleased with this setup, and I hope you guys loved it. I loved it. I don't think that this could have gone any better. I will say that whenever, you probably saw me whenever I like went to pop open the tent, first of all, it shoots open really fast. There's like a warning on it even, so I was ready. But as I was unfolding, I was like, okay, this is a good size. And then I forgot that I ordered the bigger size just to make sure that we had enough room for like both Andre and I and Carl. And if I wanted to do like little workouts in here and stuff, that it would be more than enough room. Like I feel like that the little baby tent back there kind of did me in, and I was like, we need space. Well, was I ever impressed? So it's huge in here and I'm obsessed. I love it. When I first set it up, I did it right in the middle of the deck, not thinking. And then I was like, well, then we're going to block our beautiful view of the lake. Again, this is completely temporary, but I feel like it's going to stay up all summer. And what I did is all the ropes, I tied everything down like through the deck. And we had a huge storm come through last night, like torrential downpour, like rainfall warning, and nothing moved. And so far, like I can hear the bugs like ticking against the screen, and so far so good. And I decided to do like vines going up the top, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. And I told Andre when we were sitting in here last night, I was like, it's giving Italian restaurant on the side of a highway, but I kind of love it. And the fan changes the game. So the fan is solar powered. It can charge this way, and then you just hang it up there and it'll last like a really long time. So that helped a lot just to get airflow going in here. But like right now I'm super comfortable. We had our little Summerween party. I feel like these are not going to last, but I have all the insides in the fridge, so we're going to make like some healthy juices and stuff. So I mean, it did not go to waste. I think that I'm going to probably use this room and end up doing like my workouts and yoga in here. And what I'm thinking, and I've already kind of started filming it, so what's really interesting is like the next episode or the next vlog that you see picks up in the middle of this one. So I was really feeling like I needed like a get my ish together type of moment of like workout, hair, nails, like that type, like cleaning the house, like that type of thing, like just a hard reset for summer. And you'll see that video pick up like through in the middle of this one. Like you'll notice some things where like I'm wearing the same thing or doing my hair. You'll see like the interim of it. But I did end up doing some reading in here. So I just kind of like sprawled out, and I had some music going. By the way, this speaker's amazing. This is the speaker that I use for my paddleboard because there's a magnet on the bottom, and this thing kicks. I love it. And I love that it's waterproof. So we just leave this out here, and then the solar powered lights are perfection. I just leave them on and they're on a timer, and then they twinkle at night. They're so pretty. But I do think I'm going to take down the Summerween decor, and just, this is going to turn into like a summer little moment. I love the carpet. Carl was not interested in it, which is thank goodness, because he has like a little turf patch. So this, I wouldn't say this is like turf. It's kind of, I think it's what people use like for their RVs, if that makes sense. It's supposed to look like grass, but it's not. It's like a carpet, like a waterproof carpet, if that makes sense. And you can get it in like charcoal, black, brown, or green. I thought green was good, and it was the cheapest color. And it came in the same size as the actual tent. So overall, I feel like this was a massive success. I also want to say that putting this beast up, like Andre came home and was like, I'm sorry, how did you do this? And I told him, I was like, listen, I used to camp a lot as a child with my family. And sometimes we would show up on a Friday night and they'd be like, you and your brother are going to put up the tent, or you're going to put up the tent. And I got really good at it after a while. So this was no problemo. Like I was equipped. I was told, and I thoroughly enjoyed myself. I will say I enjoyed myself more setting this one up, and I felt more put together than when I put that setup together. Like I said, I tripped over my shoes. The umbrella fell on me. I dropped my phone in the water. I was going to cry. So resetting that one up the second time was way simpler. I think I just was frazzled the first time. But I moved that setup over there, so now that'll be in the sun. We brought in the umbrella just again because there was a storm. So that setup, I went back in there yesterday and I read, and I love that little setup. But all it needs really is that little tent over the pool, so it's perfect. This one, we have our Muskoka chairs. They're behind you right now. So the two big, in Canada we call them Muskoka chairs. They're called, you guys call them in the States. I say you guys because there's a lot of, I think the most amount of, there's a chipmunk staring. Hi, there's a chipmunk staring at me. The highest percentage of location of subscribers is actually Florida, which that makes total sense. I mean, I talk about Disney all the time, but American, yeah. So Floridians, and then, you know how I always joke and I'm like, there's no dudes that watch this channel. The ratio of guys has gone up like a ton. It used to be like 99.9% female. And this morning I was actually looking at it because I go through and I answer all the comments and all the analytics are there. And it's a 90% female and 10%. So dudes, I hope you enjoyed the Summerween. I really do. You are one with us. You can hang out with us. You can sit with us if you would like to. So with that said, I think I'm going to go... Should I yeet these into the forest, or should I just throw them out? I should probably throw them out because I just feel like we're going to have Delilah the raccoon come and get those in the middle of the night. But I say yeet because in the fall I had thrown the pumpkins. I did like a short video and I was throwing the pumpkins into the forest, and someone was like, the way that she yeeted that pumpkin into I died. It was like the comment of the year. Also, the person that commented on what we should name the ghost, that was on TikTok. I think they said Marv. Did I already forget? I think it was Marvin that they said. It was great. The board game. And I quote, Andre said, "This is so much better than 13 Dead End Drive." To which I said, I think we need to read the instructions for 13 Dead End Drive as thoroughly as we read the ones for this game. So we got Clue, but it's like Disney villains. And it's different from the actual Clue game. Like it's not similar at all, unless I'm not remembering how to play Clue. But basically you go into like one of the villain's layers, and there's a way to play it for 2 players so that it lasts longer. But it was really fun. Andre won one round, I won another round, and then the next round, I don't think we got to the end, we were cooking dinner. But we had a great time, honestly. And dinner was super good. We did burgers with the little cheese. You could also do, I wanted to mention this, you could get like white, white cheese? What do you call that? Like mozzarella. Kraft single slices white cheese would just be like American, right? We don't have that here. It's so good though. It's like what I get at Subway. We don't have that in grocery stores here, like American, obviously. We have like cheddar cheese slices. Like I'm talking about Kraft single slices. Anyways, but if you wanted to get like a slice of like mozzarella or a white cheddar, you could do a ghost cutout to put on your burger. I feel like that would be really freaking cute. So I think that we're pretty much done, and this concludes our Summerween celebrations, unless you're like, no, do more. I just feel like we did everything. We have to enjoy summer. There are literally, I can hear there's like, I think there's a couple of rental cottages on the lake, because every weekend there is different languages of people that come. So some weekends they're English, some weekends they're French, sometimes there's a kid, sometimes there's no kid. And right now there's a kid, and he's French, and he's having the time of his life. And you can always tell that that they don't live here, because they show up and they're like, oh my goodness, it's a lake. And you're like, yeah, they're like really excited. It's like, it's giving day one at Disney World vibes, like super pumped, which I love that journey for them. Which is why my introverted self will be staying up here and just reading and playing my music and living my best life. The other thing that Andre and I did, we brought a little welcome mat to put at the entrance here. I don't know if you could tell from the angle whenever I was setting everything up. Look how close it is to the door. The other thing that I didn't notice, because it was drizzling yesterday and then it turned to torrential downpour, the awning of the house, like the overhang, the overhang goes over quite a bit, and it covers to the tent, so you can come in and out of the house without getting wet and come into the tent. I just want to say, best decision. We're going to be hosting my parents this weekend, and I think I'm going to bring in 2 more of these Muskoka chairs, and we're going to set up like a little situation for 4 with a little table, and we could have like our appetizers out here. So I love it. I would highly suggest creating a little tent situation for yourself. It also just felt, see, they're having the best time. It just felt very nostalgic to it. It's giving like summer tent camping, glamping, outdoor vibes for the girlies that don't like bugs, but they want to be outside and enjoy themselves and just love every moment of summer without being in the sun with the bugs, but you're in nature. So if that's your vibe, I mean, I feel like you have to do this, but I truly hope you guys enjoyed this video, because I really enjoyed making it, and I am going to continue cleaning the house, and then I'm going to come out here probably later with a cocktail, read my book, listen to my music, and like vibe out. And like I said, I'm going to go maybe possibly yeet these into the forest. Was that Chipmunk? I saw something in the background. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in next week's vlog, which is a reset, fresh start for summer. I think it'll be very helpful / inspiring to you guys, and I will see you very soon. Bye, dudes. To yeet it. You gotta yeet it far. Yeet! Yeet! Delilah's gonna be thrilled. Yeet!